a drink. What do you mean? Today in my kitchen, guys, we heading to the island of Tobago. Tobago, where we gonna do some blue crab, curry crab, and some dumpling. So here we go with the recipe. So here we have some crab, and we're going to make some curry crab and dumpling. So I have like just over 1 pound of crab, and you know, this is blue crab. This is the best crab to make your curry crab and dumpling with. And look at me. Let me give you the anatomy of the crab a little anatomy of the crab. You know, these crabs, they're sea crabs, or they in the mangroves and stuff like that. If you go to the island of Tobago, you might see them running across the road next to the mangroves. You just come out of your car and you grab a few crab, throw it in your trunk, and you're having curry crab. And this is the blue crab. This is the ideal crab to make curry crab. Now you see that, you might be wondering what is that gooey yellow spot in the middle. That is the egg from the crab. So here one. It seems as though whoever catch all these crabs, they catch a set of female crab, because it's only female crab inside this bowl. Look at me. All of these is female crab. So that is how you can know the difference between the sexes in a crab. And you see this fleshy part? When you see that curry, that tastes so good. You understand? So we're not going to remove this because all of this is real nice to eat. So this is the gondi. This is called the gondi. Don't let your finger get in between that if the crab is alive. I'm telling you, it could cut off your finger. You understand? You see, it look like it have a set of teeth. Yeah? This is the gondi. Right? And the head and the thorax, everything is embedded in one. You understand? So what we're going to do with this crab, we're going to scrub this crab. You get a fine brush, any kind of brush you get, not a hair brush though. You understand? And make sure the brush is a clean brush, brand new. And you scrub out all that dirt that you might find on the crab. Scrub it nicely, because you know crab like to be in mud and stuff like that, so you want to scrub it out real nice, okay? You scrub it out. If you find your lime is hard, you can make it soft. You can make anything soft that hard. So you're going to roll this until it gets soft and nice. And you cut this lime. You put all these crabs in here. And you wash. You wash it and take out all the freshness. You understand? Alright, in the Caribbean, you have some fresh herbs, right? We're going to use some fresh herbs for this recipe. So you get a couple stalks of parsley, about 8 or 9 stalks. And all of these measurements are going to be listed in the description box, so don't be scared. So what you do, you break up the parsley and you drop it in any blending device, right? Green onions. In Trinidad, we don't call this green onions though, we call it sides. You want your crab to be well seasoned. You put a couple sprigs of thyme. And I'm telling you, the seasoning of Trinidad So now it's time to season up your crab. You wash your crab, you wash it with lime, or if you have lemon, you could wash it with lemon. You take out the lemon or the lime from in there, and you drain out the excess water. You don't want to have no kind of water in your crab when you're seasoning it. And typically we use black pepper. So you put some black pepper, a generous amount of black pepper. I tell you, this is going to be one tasty crab. Curry crab and dumpling. And you put some salt. You could always check the salt content to see if you have enough salt in it, okay? You put some salt, and that blended seasoning that I just did, you pour all of that. Look how green and nice that is. You pour all of that, try and get all of it. And you leave this to consume, cooking. You take your hand, the crab ain't gonna bite you, don't worry, the crab ain't living. We're gonna eat it. And you leave this to sit for about half an hour. And I'll come back and show you how we do the currying of the crab. Alright, so to the pot, you have the pot. You see this is a big iron pot? Most homes in Trinidad have iron pot. So I'm using an iron pot to curry this crab. So I'm going to be using some oil. And this is corn oil I'm using. You understand? It has naturally cholesterol-free oil. So I'm using about 2 tablespoons of oil. Let it hot up nice. You understand? And then I'm going to mix some water. Just a little bit of water. And curry. I'll give you all the measurements when I'm finished. You mix some curry. And this is Jamaican curry that I'm using. And here, garam masala powder. You mix up the two of them together. You must bring in that little oriental flavor whenever you're using curry. You understand? Whenever you're using curry, you must bring in that little oriental flavor. You put in some garam masala powder. And this powder is straight from India. So, you want to mix this up. Now you have to remember that all the seasoning went into this crab already, right? And it has been sitting there for half an hour, a little over half an hour. So we're going to do the currying of it. So you mix it into a paste. Mix it into a paste, and then you put it in the oil. I just love the smell that is coming from my kitchen right now. I don't be doing curry every day, you know, because I don't want my kitchen to be smelling a curry. But when I do a curry, I do a curry. You understand? Look at that. Look at that, like an ocean. And you just give it a little stir. You give it a little stir. This is what you call cooking the curry. You're cooking the curry until, I like to cook it until it forms like granules. You know, like a darker shade of yellow. Then you know the curry well cooked. You see when it stick to the pot like this? Look at that. You see when it stick into the pot and all to the side? Then you know, you have a couple seconds again for you to throw in that crab. So now you throw in the crab. There it goes. You get all that good fresh herbs. You throw it in. God, this thing's smelling so good already. Oh God, it's smelling good. Curry crab and dumpling. And I want to put a little bit of water in it. To prevent it from sticking, you just put a little bit of water, not much. And I'll let that cook for about 15 minutes before I put in the coconut milk. As you know, coconut milk going inside here too. Let that cook. Cover this bad boy and I'll be back. So while that crab is cooking, oh my goodness, I have a pot on this side of the stove. That is to boil my dumpling. I'm using a small version of the iron pot to boil my dumpling. You want that water to be boiling. So now, in this bowl, I'm going to knead the dough. I'm going to use flour, all-purpose flour, same equivalent, yellow cornmeal, Caribbean yellow cornmeal, you understand? And a little sprinkle of salt. Some people put sugar, a little dip of sugar, but I really don't like sugar in my dumpling, you understand? You just combine it together like this. And then you add some water. You don't pour all the water one time, okay? Because this is formed real fast. So you're not going to pour a whole set of water. You don't want it to be too stiff and you don't want it to be too soft. You want it to be at the right consistency. So you continue kneading it. Taking the dough itself and cleaning the bowl. Put a little bit of water here. Add everything together. Now, I'm going to leave this. Let it consume. Set aside. Any kind of word you want to use, set aside, rest. Same thing, consume. For a little 20 minutes. I will cover it with a clean kitchen towel. So this is how your dough should look to make your dumpling. Not too stiff and not too soft, right? So I'm going to take a clean towel and I'm going to cover it. And after we will look at the crab in the pot. Right. Good. You're smelling that shadow, Benny. You're smelling that shadow, Benny. In that pot. Oh God, that thing's smelling good. So, what I'm going to do, add a little more water. Little more water. To cook that crab really nice. A friend of mine said, girl, I wish I was living close to you. Every time you cook so, oh God. But you are invited, okay? You are invited to come to my kitchen. And now, I'm going to put some coconut milk. Coconut milk. Going in that pot. And I'm going to cover it and let everything get condensed inside that pot. All them flavors, they will just try to escape, but the top of the cover will trap all that nice flavor and send it straight back to that pot. So we are making curry crab and dumpling in your girls Andrea's Trini kitchen today. Smash that button. Smash the like button. Right? Like, comment, and share my video with family and friends. And certainly subscribe to my wonderful channel. So see you again in a few minutes. So you have to have some flour for dusting. Okay? So what you do, the kneading board, you put a little bit of flour, not much. And then you make the dumpling the size that you want it. You just take your hand. You see, you have to put that flour, that all-purpose flour mixed with the cornmeal if you're making cornmeal dumpling. If you just put the cornmeal by itself, it's gonna break up. Right? So you open it out now. Take your time and open it out nicely. While the water is heating, you want the water to be boiling nicely. So you could cut your dumplings into any size you want. You could cut it in halves. Any size you want. Okay? So what I do, I cut it like this. You understand? And then I cut it like this. Okay, and if you want a perfect edge, and you don't want a jagged edge, you just take your knife, it's common sense. You understand? And you just cut the edges off. But you know, my daughter said, Mommy, why are you cutting off the edges when it have to go in your stomach? Right? But you want it to look nice and presentable, especially when you're doing your videos. Okay? So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to rest this inside this hot water. Rest it in that hot water. You know, my mom used to say, when you're boiling dumpling and you don't want them to stick together, you put a little tip of oil. Just a little tip of oil, a little tip of oil. You understand? So we wait until that boil. I'm going to do the rest in the meantime. Alright, you see? You see how light the dumpling is? When they start to float, you know it's cooked. Right? So I have this cooking for like about 10 minutes. So you see how they're floating nice? They're floating nice and the thing has no sort of float on it. So this is how the dumpling look. This is how you can make your dumpling any kind of size. Look at that dumpling. Look at that cornmeal dumpling. Light and nice. You understand? So we're going to move on from there. And we're going to go to the crab itself. You add a little bit of water again. You understand? Add a little bit of water. I'm telling you, the flavor, the smell that's coming from this pot, I'm telling you. So what I'm going to do, drop this Congo pepper. Now when you're dropping the Congo pepper, you want the Congo pepper to have the stem. Because if you don't have the stem, because this is a really spicy pepper. It's really hot. Right? It will really spice up your curry crab. So you just drop it inside there. Add a little more water. And let it finish cook. I'm telling you now, you check for taste, you check for salt. Now look at this crab. Look at that crab in that pot. Oh my goodness. Right. Soaking in some nice curry sauce. You understand? And this has been cooking for over half an hour. So I know the meat is very tender and nice. And all that curry has been absorbed in the flesh of the crab. So today I'm going to be serving you curry crab and dumpling Tobagonian style. You understand? Like, share my video with the family and friends and love that. Hit that subscribe button. Hit it. Just hit it. Hit it. Hit it. I say hit it. You understand? So I'm going to display this for you in a little bit and show you how the end product came out. Keep viewing for loads and loads and loads of beautiful, authentic Caribbean dishes. So this is your girl Andrea saying, be safe during COVID and see you again. Bye.